Ho ho! Got that patch. 3.7's out, ladies and gentlemen. Finally live. Lots to talk about. Lots of new stuff. But the topic of today's video is going to be the Nunu changes, specifically the consume buff slash nerf, however you want to look at it, and the implications of such. So I don't play a lot of Nunu, but I recognize that the change like this is a innovative one. Makes the game a bit more diverse. Makes the champion a bit more interesting, and I am all for it. So we are going to have a quick look at the different buffs, the different implications of such, and that's it. Give you guys a nice overview of how everything pans out in the new patch. Thank you. You're right. Ace logo is right, absolutely. We should start by discussing the actual changes so everybody understands. Now, first, the previous incarnation of the ability did less damage, but healed for a considerable amount more. The damage has been increased 100 points across the board for each consecutive point in the skill, up from 100 per, so 500 to 600. Currently now 600, 700, 800, 900, and 1,000 consecutively. Obviously up from 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 100 each, as I said. And the healing has been reduced to 90, 130, 170, 210, and 250. Final rank, obviously, from 125, 180, 235, 290, and 345. That's all going to be in the description. Healing ratio has also been reduced by 0.25, so it's now 0.75 down from 1.0. And you know, this is a big deal, right? Because this is part of what made this champion, and you know, he was played oftentimes top or mid, out-sustain anybody. It was insanity. It really was. The heal did so much, and it really made a big difference. But they're trying to bring him back into the jungle. They get all these crazy buffs now every time you use consume. I'm sure you guys have heard about it already. We're here to showcase it, talk a bit about the buffs, talk about implications, and just show them off overall. So let's go ahead and get that done. All right, first up, we're going to do lizard-type monsters. Just also want to just say that you don't actually have to kill the monster to get the buff. As you see, I obviously did not kill that, but I got the buff right there. This buff is attacks and spells do additional magic damage equal to 1% of Nunu's maximum health. All right, which is really, really, really strong, especially if you're jungling. Obviously, you're going to be building health items anyway, so this buff is going to be really, really good. And then let's creep over to wild. Check this out. These golems are going to be like, what the fuck? Boom, look at that flash. Eat that golem. He's peaced. Get the fuck out. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. That's what we do. This buff is from the golems, obviously, and they grant increased size and maximum health. I don't know about the size thing, but anyway, maximum health. That's really good. 10% is strong. It's a strong number because of what the lizard buff grants. Obviously, that's gonna multiply and it's gonna make the overall combination very, very, very good. Now, the only other one that remains is the Wraiths, and I'm having a bit of trouble actually figuring this one out. But one way or the other, you eat the Wraith and you get a buff that grants 15% movement speed for 3 seconds after Nunu kills a unit. So looks like there's some fat farm assaulting our base. Let's go ahead and get a few kills here and see if we notice anything. But I honestly have been trying it, and I don't, it's not a visual thing. I don't actually see what happens when I do it. So let's look at these guys. These guys are about to get fucked. Look at this. This is just insane damage. Boom! Look at all that shit. I don't really feel like I'm moving faster, and I don't really see it or, you know, notice it go away either. But one way or the other, that's what it claims to do. I'm sure it's either working as intended or broken, one way or the other. But those are the buffs. Now, let's talk about implications. The way I'm looking at it is, no matter if you're playing Nunu jungle, Nunu top or mid still, or perhaps even Nunu support, all these buffs are relevant. And think about it this way, right? Say you know, this tower's down. A lot of team fights happen in this area. Well, if a team fight's happening at this tower, they're sieging this tower, you come in here and you get this buff. Just eat the fucking guy, get a bit of health back, come back. It makes a big difference. If you don't have the buff for all the team fights, you're doing it wrong, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I guess unless you're support, then you really should probably just focus on getting that. But you don't have to kill the minions. You don't have to kill the creeps to get it. You could easily, all of these targets have one that you can kill. The golems there, or blue on the other side. The big, you know, the red buff there if possible. And then the big Wraith here. You know, you're not going to kill him. Easily survive it. So just make sure you keep the buffs up at all time. And another thing, you survive the buffs if you die. All right, so when you die, the buffs are still there. So say another scenario is, you know, let's say you're fighting, maybe fighting around this area, right? You're fighting by the wolves, fighting by blue buff, etc., and you're about to die. Well, if you have the presence of mind to grab the buff, say you don't, you know, it's about to run out one way or the other, presence of mind to grab the buff, refresh the buff, and you now have a buff that after you die, you say you're losing that team fight, you come back at the Nexus, and guess what? They have just taken the tower and the inhib, time to get work done, you still have the buff. And that is min-maxing the characters, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you have to do to be an exceptional player. And I really like it. I really do like the concept. I love it. I feel like it's an innovative new way to make Nunu interesting. I hope you guys agree. If you have any questions, let me know. But that's about it. I think that sums everything up. So enjoy it. Enjoy the patch.